A phone call from the President of the United States just changed the outcome of a World Cup knockout match. Donald Trump rang FIFA boss Gianni Infantino, and days later, a red card suspension was overturned. It sounds unbelievable, but it happened this week, and it's far from the first time politics has crashed into football's biggest tournament. Today, we're counting down 5 times politics intervened at the World Cup. Let's get into it. 5. Kuwait's Sheikh stops the game. 1982. Let's start in Spain. 1982. Kuwait were trailing France 3-1 in their second group match, already being outclassed by a French side full of flair. Then, France's Alain Giresse struck what looked like a routine 4th goal. But chaos broke out. The Kuwaiti players stopped running and started pointing at the referee, insisting they'd heard a whistle and had stopped play before the ball crossed the line. Here's where it gets bizarre. The president of the Kuwaiti Olympic Committee, Sheikh Fahad Al-Ahmed Al-Sabah, actually walked out of the stands and onto the pitch. He confronted the Soviet referee, Miroslav Stupar, and told him to disallow the goal. Extraordinarily, Stupar caved in and cancelled it. A member of a country's royal family had just used his political standing to override a decision on the pitch live at the World Cup. In the end, it barely mattered. France scored a legitimate 4th goal a minute later and won the game regardless. But the moment lived on as one of the strangest examples of power overriding sport. Tragically, the Sheikh's story took a dark turn 8 years later. When Iraqi troops invaded Kuwait in 1990, he was shot dead defending the Emir's palace, a moment of pure sporting absurdity, but one attached to real historical tragedy. 4. Argentina's suspicious 6-0, 1978. Number 4 takes us to Argentina, 1978. This tournament was hosted by a brutal military junta led by Jorge Rafael Videla in the middle of what's now known as the Dirty War. Thousands of political opponents were being tortured and killed. Some victims were reportedly thrown from helicopters into the sea. Chillingly, the torture center at the Higher School of Mechanics of the Navy sat just streets away from the monumental stadium where the World Cup final would eventually be played. FIFA, led at the time by João Havelange, ignored international pressure to move the tournament elsewhere. On the pitch, Argentina found themselves needing something extraordinary. To leapfrog Brazil and reach the final on goal difference, the hosts needed to beat Peru by 4 clear goals. Peru had already been eliminated and had nothing to play for. Somehow, Argentina thrashed them 6-0. The result immediately drew suspicion. Rumors swirled of a secret arrangement between the Argentine and Peruvian military governments, both juntas at the time, with plenty of reasons to help each other out. Hungary's coach, Lajos Barotti, said it best when he remarked that everything, even the air, seemed to be in Argentina's favor in that tournament. Argentina went on to beat the Netherlands in extra time and lifted the trophy on home soil, but the shadow of that 6-0 has never fully lifted. 3. Hitler, Mussolini, and Win or Die, 1938. Number 3. The 1938 World Cup in France, where 2 of history's most notorious dictators collided over football. Nazi Germany had just annexed Austria earlier that year in the Anschluss, absorbing a brilliant Austrian side known as the Wunder Team into the German squad. The problem was, most of those Austrian players had zero interest in playing for their new Nazi masters. Months earlier, in a friendly played in front of Hitler himself, Austria had actually beaten Germany 2-0. It was an early sign of resistance that would echo through the tournament. Hitler's ambitions came crashing down fast anyway. Germany crashed out in the very first round, losing 4-2 to Switzerland. It was a huge embarrassment for the Nazi regime on the international stage. That left the stage to Benito Mussolini's Italy, who were defending their title from 1934. Mussolini wasn't interested in leaving anything to chance. On the eve of the final against Hungary, he reportedly sent his players a message that left no room for interpretation: win or die. Playing in black shirts that echoed the uniform of Mussolini's fascist militia, Italy stormed to a 4-2 victory. Hungarian goalkeeper Antal Szabo later joked grimly, "I may have conceded 4 goals, but I saved their lives." It's a darkly funny line about one of the most politically charged finals in World Cup history. 2. Mussolini's home tournament, 1934. Number 2 goes back even further, to the very tournament that inspired that win or die message, the 1934 World Cup, hosted in Mussolini's Italy. This was fascist Italy's chance to show off to the world, and Mussolini treated it exactly like that. He saw the tournament as a perfect chance to give Italians bread and circuses, in the same way Roman emperors once used gladiator fights to control the public mood, while also promoting his fascist ideal of the new Italian. Mussolini didn't just attend matches as a fan, he showed up to every single game and reportedly made unannounced visits to referees' changing rooms before kickoff. Make of that what you will. Italy went on to win the tournament on home soil, but suspicion has hung over the officiating in their matches ever since. Even FIFA's own president at the time, Jules Rimet, couldn't hide his frustration. He dryly remarked, "This tournament was organised by Mussolini, not by FIFA." When the man running world football says that out loud, you know politics has completely swallowed the competition. 1. Trump's phone call changes a knockout match, 2026. And now, number 1, the story making headlines this very week at the 2026 World Cup. American striker Folarin Balogun was sent off during the USA's round of 32 match against Bosnia and Herzegovina after a challenge on defender Tarik Muharemovic. Under FIFA's own rules, that red card should have triggered an automatic one-match ban, ruling him out of the round of 16 clash with Belgium. Instead, President Donald Trump personally called FIFA President Gianni Infantino to ask for a review. Trump later told reporters, "I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. I thought it was two great athletes that crashed into each other and got entangled." Days later, FIFA's disciplinary committee suspended the ban under Article 27 of its disciplinary code, and Balogun was cleared to play against Belgium. The football world erupted. UEFA said the decision had crossed a red line, calling it unprecedented, incomprehensible, and unjustifiable. The Royal Belgian Football Association said it was astonished and vowed to explore every option to challenge the ruling. Former England captain Wayne Rooney said the sportsmanship of the game was in question, while Gary Neville said the decision absolutely stinks. In the end, Balogun played against Belgium, but the USA lost 4-1 and were eliminated anyway. It didn't change the result, but it didn't need to. The image of a sitting US president picking up the phone to influence a World Cup disciplinary decision and FIFA bending to accommodate him is exactly the kind of political interference this list has been built on for almost a century. From Mussolini's changing room visits to Trump's phone call, football and politics have never truly been separate. So there you have it. 5 times politics intervened at the World Cup, from fascist dictators demanding wins to a modern president reshaping a knockout tie with one phone call. Football has always claimed to be above politics, but history keeps proving otherwise. Which of these moments shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.
Well, you've asked for it and we've finally delivered. Relive the glory days with the most iconic designs in football history. Whether you're a fan of classic club colours or legendary international strips, we've got something to ignite your nostalgia. Perfect for match days, casual wear or adding to your collection. Shop the new retro range now at goal90.shop. Massive discounts await.